What is it? Is it literally as fucking simple as one article where somebody's like, "So, is this the gayest Star Wars ever?" And
No, it's in Forbes actually.
Ewan McGregor's like, "Actually, I wasn't in Star Wars recently. I really want a season 2." And they're like, "Do you think we'll ever get one?" And he's like, "Maybe." Maybe we'll get a season 2 sometime soon. I might be talking to Kathy. Ha ha ha! Leslie Headland's directing. Ha! It's gonna be the gayest. And we're like, ha! It's gonna be so gay. R2's gay in this one. And then it'll be like, and then that is that what it is? Is it one of those other stupid fucking interviews, or is it like legitimate shit? It's not like so and so. We got you covered, or whatever bro.net, dudebro.net, or whatever the fuck it is.
Do you consider Forbes to be a legit source?
No, because Forbes is usually like, this guy on Twitter said this. Is that what this is? Or is it like, we had an exclusive interview with Ewan McGregor and he has now said outright, Kathleen Kennedy has 100% confirmed. Like, I haven't seen Star Wars tweet anything about this.
A new report from insider Daniel Rickman?
I know who that is.
Says the season 2 of Obi-Wan Kenobi is currently in development at Lucasfilm.
Sure.
Okay.
Sure. You know what else is in development at Lucasfilm? Rian Johnson's trilogy. You know what else is in development at Lucasfilm? The creator of Game of Thrones' trilogy. You know what else is in development at Lucasfilm? The fucking Rey movie. Ahsoka season 2, which is actually filming. What else is in development? There's a lot of other shit. Oh, the Lando show that's now Starfighters with Ryan Gosling. Dawn of the Jedi, YTD. All that's in development. There's rumors that there's something else that's supposed to be in development or some shit.
Plus the also getting a show.
No, all of this is in development. We've got none of it.
So, what do you think the odds are that we get a Kenobi?
That Rangers of the New Republic was never officially canceled either. Gina Carano just got fired.
That's not coming out, though.
No, it's not. But it was never officially canceled. So technically speaking, it's on the list of shows that were in development and we never got. You could still make a show called Rangers of the New Republic without Cara Dune.
You can, but they're not going.
What do you mean, but? Is this a show about a New Republic Rebel Commandos? You could easily make a show about that that's interesting as fuck.
They shouldn't do that, though, only because that would have been her show.
They shouldn't do anything ever again with Star Wars, ever. Except for except for anything with Tony Gilroy. At the moment, that's the only thing that I've gotten enjoyment out of.
Yeah.
I think Star Wars should have nothing done with it for 10 years. Don't touch it. Let Andor be the last good thing that we got, please. Please. End on a high note. People are happy right now. Relatively. Relatively so.
Yeah. I mean,
they're gonna.
I don't know, bro.
Their return to the movie is going to be the Mandalorian and Grogu movie, and then a Rey movie right after that. Forcing the Disney shit down your throat.
Here's my thing.
There's nothing in the trilogy about either of those, or prequel about either of those. You're not appealing to anybody except for the Disney stands and the people like us that want to make content out of it on YouTube.
Here's my thing, Roland.
That was a sick one. Yeah, but cool.
So here's my thing. I would be content if Star Wars ended with Andor season 2. Just don't put anything out for like 10 years or like 15 years, 20 years. And then you know where you go from there after that? You do either the Old Republic or the High Republic, or
fuck the High Republic. the High Republic. The High Republic is boring and stupid. There's no Sith. There's nothing going on.
Why do people say that they want the High Republic then? Like,
because it's a Disney made up thing. That's when the Acolyte takes place. It's Disney bullshit. That's the 100, 200 years before the Phantom Menace. That's why, Ryan. Fuck the High Republic. That's not real. That's not real. Everything before the Old Republic.
Okay.
Or everything before the Old Republic is Old Republic.
Now, the Old Republic, I would like a whole era just like, based on that. That would be cool. But you know
what they could do easily if they wanted to actually truly have brought Star Wars back after the sequel trilogy. You know what you do? You start a whole new era that's going to also have 9 movies.
Mm-hmm.
Get everybody to sign on, but it's the Jedi Sith Wars, and it revolves around Revan.
You have my problems
or it can revolve around a new character entirely. But you could do Revan and Bastila Shan and have that as an entire.
Or Bane.
Yeah, but Bane would need his own trilogy because you could do that as a spin-off.
Yeah.
But like the Jedi Sith Wars are so interesting.
Yeah.
But
like my is like say what you want about like the MCU, but like they had phases. Why can't Star Wars just do phases where like you have like different eras and like different phases and shit?
Because that model doesn't work. It's been shown.
Well, it's something different that Star Wars doesn't do. They're so content with just being Star Wars that they don't think that they have to change the formula.
They did though with Andor, and it worked. They also changed the formula with The Last Jedi, and it was a fucking disaster. So there's a way to change the formula and have it work.
True.
But literally flipping it on its head and doing the exact opposite of everything that makes sense is not the way to fucking do that. A child could do that.
Out of any of the projects that are in development, are there any that pique your interest even like a little bit, you being like a massive fan of the world?
The Ryan Gosling one.
The Starfighter one?
Yeah. Because I'm like, if it's done right, that could be really good. If it's done right, it could be really good. But it needs to be like Top Gun though. Like straight up.
Yeah.
Just be Top Gun. And it's kind of going to be hard to make the stakes like super high. We've already seen the Death Star run.
The problem that I think that we run into, which is why I'm saying to go to a new era. And actually, shout out to Damio because Damio has said this. We're in the same 90-year cycle. Like, we already know.
Keep in mind that this movie is supposed to take place after Episode 9.
Oh.
Which I hate.
Okay. Why?
Because what are they going to be going after? The remnants of the fucking Final Order? On Exegol? I don't give a fuck about them.
What if... Well, you can't really bring the Sith back, so...
What's the point of a starfighter?
Yeah. To fight, like...
fight TIE fighters. Assuming he's a rebel. Assuming he's on an X-Wing. Because you could just call it Starfighter, which is a fucking shitty name if he's not part of a squadron.
Yeah.
Because if it's just about a guy with a ship, then that's really stupid. That's a stupid fucking name.
That's what it's gonna be. It's
you
gonna
know
be
what?
A guy with a ship.
You know what is a better idea for Ryan Gosling? Make him a pilot, but also make him like an Andor type of character and make it like a Black Ops fucking rebel group.
Ooh,
that are doing some crazy shit, just kind of like Andor, but a little different because they're in the rebellion and like they're actually flying ships. They're doing like kind of what Saw Gerrera's group is doing off screen throughout Andor. Like you get to see that, and you call it Rebel Scum. You call the show Rebel Scum.
That'd be cool.
And it'd be dope.
That'd be cool.
You could have them doing like tons of espionage, like fucking guerrilla warfare.
That'd be cool. That's why they're not gonna do it.
No.
It's gonna be a dude with a ship. That's what it's gonna be.
I think it's gonna be an X-wing pilot.
Now
you know what would be interesting. No, it wouldn't. They did it too many times. Never mind.
Do you think that the Maul show could be good if it has Talon?
I fucking forgot about that.
Because I think Maul's the only show that I'm hyped for. That's it.
I think it's gonna be just like fucking Tales of the Jedi, and it's gonna be like fucking 20-minute episodes, which would be gay.
Nah, bro, Maul should get hour-long episodes.
These should be actual episodes. If it is actual episodes, sick. But still, I can't tell you I'm like super hyped on it. I'll watch it, we'll review it, but I can't tell you I'm super hyped on it because mainly I'm like, what are they gonna do with Talon? It's Disney. I don't expect them to actually put her in the outfit, and that's what I want to see.
I thought you wanted them to adapt the.
She's not in the original trilogy. She's not in Son of Dathomir.
Right, but that's what you wanted them to do for Maul show, right?
Yeah. But
yeah, no, I'm trying to think.
She's not in the original trilogy. And she's not in the sequel.
But Talon would be so fucking cool though. Just like to have in a show, Talon would be cool.
You know what? I have a feeling that Dave Filoni's trying to take some of George Lucas's original ideas, which were having Maul and Talon be the villains of 7, 8, and 9, and he's gonna do that in the. She's gonna be the fucking Sith to Thrawn.
Stop. No, stop.
He's gonna find her meditating on Dathomir.
Oh my god!
When he goes there with the witches.
Are you kidding? No.
Happen. And then that would cause them to resurrect Maul. Yep, they're gonna. Yep. Called it. Called it because these are ancient witches. They are more powerful than Mother Talzin. So yeah, resurrect Maul. Why the fuck not? Because no one's ever really won, right? Fucking Disney.
Again? They're gonna resurrect him again?
Why not? Ahsoka's been back fucking 3 times. She can't die. I can shoot her point blank with a Desert Eagle in the freaking skull, and she wouldn't die. She'd be right.
You could nuke Ahsoka, and she would live.
I could throw her into a star, and she would return.
If you threw her into Mount Doom,
you know why? Ezra Bridger would be like the world between worlds, and then he'd just pop out with Ahsoka. That doesn't fuck up the timeline. Oh yeah, you threw her into his son, and right before you threw her into his son, I just grabbed her.
All right, if you threw Ahsoka into Mount Doom, would she live?
Probably.
Ah, damn.
Yeah, Dave Filoni would be like, she's lava proof. She's using force, no lava.
She's lava proof.
Yeah, she was using force, not lava.
Force, not lava.
Force lava away, and it worked. And it didn't burn her. She didn't die. She just sat there meditating in the lava, using force, no lava, for like.
I have never seen in my life a character with so.
This is the level of
armor.
actual fucking writing that we're getting in Star Wars right now. It's like, oh, someone's dead. It's like, oh, this guy just knows Force heal. Excuse me? Like, that's the level of fucking writing that we have in Star Wars now. And people said the sequels had bad writing. Fuck you if you think otherwise. That if you think that the sequels have worse writing or have better writing than the prequels, that's objectively wrong.
I don't know.
Not even subjectively wrong. That's not even an opinion. That is just that. It must be fact somewhere. Like,
there are people that are out here like
the universe. That must be real.
There are people that are out here like, bro, The Phantom Menace and Attack of the Clones, they're bad films. First of all, they're not bad, but secondly,
first of all, I won't disagree with you that they're not great movies. They're not like phenomenally written films, but they're leaps and bounds. But there is a cohesive story between 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
There is not a cohesive.
We know where it's going.
You can. I want someone to argue with. I would love to get a sequel fan on here to have a conversation with a prequel fan. And then Roman and I just sit here and moderate. I would love to do it.
So,
if anybody knows anybody who would be down for that, to have a debate about the sequels and the prequels, we could debate the prequels. I'm fine with that.
Since you sometimes play devil's advocate, can I play devil's advocate for a half a second? Would you say, because, and I'm not saying this
faults with these movies all the time. I will admit faults with Revenge of the Sith, but it's still my favorite movie.
So I'm not saying this. I'm saying that this is the one thing that I liked about the sequels, but it doesn't make them perfect. I don't like them as a whole. But would you agree with me? And this is what a sequel fan would say. Whether they did it on purpose or not, no matter how stupid it is, Kylo does have a full character arc.
No, he doesn't.
You can't. You
no, he doesn't.
He doesn't.
No, he doesn't. Kylo Ren does not have a character arc, and I can tell you why. When we first meet Kylo Ren as a character, he's masked. He's murdering villagers. No quarter. He kills an old man who's defenseless, who could have had more information for him, which shows us that he's reckless. Right? He didn't get all the information that he could have gotten from this old man. And then as the movie progresses, we see him rage out on machinery because he doesn't get his way. He then continues on, and when he meets his dad, he also rages out at subordinates and rages out at people when he gets scolded by his master. He gets all sad and looks like a kicked puppy. Then when he goes to kill his father, he says, I don't know what I'm doing, basically. I don't know if I have the strength to do it. And his dad's like, then he kills him, then he gets shot, then he gets really angry that he killed his dad. And he's also really angry that he got shot. And he's also really angry that Finn's a traitor. Because what he's doing is right. So he's insane, right? And then we go to the next movie where he is told to take his helmet off because he's acting like a child and trying to be Vader. And he gets all upset about that. Throws another hissy fit. He then kills his master for no fucking reason. And he's like, I'm the master now. And it's like, okay, you're the master now. And by the way, this entire movie, he's just like, am I good? Am I bad? Am I good? Am I bad? I can talk to Rey. She's kind of hot. Like, am I good? Am I bad? And then all of episode 9 is just, by the end of episode 8, he's just like, no, I'm bad. Like, I'm evil. Like, I'm fully cemented evil. I will kill everybody. I'm evil. And then episode 9, he's just like, am I good? Am I bad? Am I good? Am I bad? And then
I see what you mean now. Yeah.
Then he makes up his own fucking force vision of his father, who tells him, it's okay, son. You're all good now. Reassuring him. So he makes up his own vision of his dad telling him, you're a good person. That's psycho-fucking-pathic. He is not a good person. He's a terrible person. The whole galaxy sees him as a terrible person. He has quite literally destroyed everything. Even as a leader of the First Order, he's terrible because there's no fucking structure or government. There's nothing going on. Everything is in shambles across the galaxy because of this one fucking idiot who then just goes, you're right, vision in my head of my dad, who he somehow believes to be a force ghost of his dad, which isn't real. You reassured yourself you're doing the right thing when you've been a fucking asshat for the entire...
I thought Leia said that to him. I thought Leia said...
What do you mean Leia sent that to him? She sent him a force vision of... She was dead! She was already dead! Why didn't... Okay, Roman, if Leia sent the force vision, why didn't she go?
That's a good point.
Why didn't she just appear and say, I love you, son, it's okay. And your father loved you too before he died. That's why he went to save you. He turned on the saber to kill himself. Why didn't she go? So no, that's a fucking stupid thing. No, he's an insane person who did this. By the way, Leia almost got him killed 5 minutes before this. Keep that in mind, because Leia dies and speaks to Rey in her mind and speaks to Kylo in his mind and says, blah, 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 and they're both like, ugh. And then Rey wakes up quicker and just stabs Kylo in the fucking stomach. And if she didn't decide to be like, wow, I learned how to jerk off a fucking sandworm and I healed it, then they'll try it on your stomach. Like, if she didn't decide to do that, Leia would have killed her son. Like, this is the level of fucking autism and that's actually too nice. That's like too unfair to autistic people. This is the level of fucking stupidity in this trilogy. And then at the end of it all, Kylo's like, okay, I had a conversation with my not real dad. I'm all good now. Ow. Finds a fucking TIE fighter somewhere on the destroyed Death Star, derelict Death Star that's been in an ocean for fucking 30 years. Finds a TIE fighter, ends up on this fucking planet, runs in there, fights everybody, kisses Rey, gets his ass kicked. Rey gets her ass kicked. Palpatine's dead. Kylo crawls out of a hole, runs over, kisses her, and then dies. What arc did he have, Roman? What arc did Kylo... Because you're like, you're sitting here telling me, yeah, Kylo Ren actually had an arc, though. No. Everybody says that because people like Adam Driver. So they're like, no, at least Adam Driver had an arc. Like, Kylo Ren was good. No, he wasn't. He was just as shit as everybody else. You just like Adam Driver. It's the same way that people are like, well, Poe's a good character. It's like, no, he's not. You just like Oscar Isaac.
Now that you're saying that, I get what you're saying. Yeah. But you can deny that Adam Driver's doing the best that he can.
Because you go to the arc where you turn evil, right? And then you start questioning if you're good or evil. And then you're like, no, I'm definitely fucking evil. And then you're still evil. And then you're like questioning whether or not you're good or evil. And then you're like, no, I'm definitely evil. And then you give yourself a vision of your dad, who you killed, telling you, it's okay, you killed me, son. I love you. Because you're a psychopath. And then you go, okay, now I'm good now. That's not an arc.
I see what you mean.
That's a retarded roller coaster.
Yeah. But you can't deny that Adam Driver's doing a fantastic job, though. Like that.
He's trying.
Yeah.
He's trying. Because when he's like, does it hurt? How does it feel? Take off your clothes. Like, that's like not fucking...
People made fun of the prequel lines.
Yeah. People can make fun of the prequel lines, but no one is ever going to get memed more than somehow Palpatine returned. What great fucking writing.
I think his return message was in Fortnite.
That's the most obvious example of not giving a fuck writing I've ever seen. They were like, so we need this. So we need this character to return and be a big threat for everybody because we know how big he was in the original trilogy and in the prequels. Like, we need this character to come back, and it's going to be big. It's going to have an impact. Like, how are we going to make that happen though? Because like once he's there, like it's gonna like, you know, shadow over the whole movie. But like we need to get him there first. So how do we do that? And some guys like, well, somehow he did. And they're like, wait, say that again. Say that again. And he's like, somehow he returned. And they're like, write that down.
Okay, no, but
like that's how he came back. They did not explain. They're like, you know what? Wait, guys. What if they ask how he came back? Oh, well, we'll just make him fucking buy a DLC in Fortnite.
Yeah. That's so stupid. That's dumb. So him explaining his
they don't even know what Fortnite is. They're not even caring. They're just going here with their grandkids anyway. That's exactly what happened. Fuck that movie.
Him
Fuck Kylo Ren.
Him. So when they show in the opening title crawl the, you know, dead speak and Palpatine's message.
He is the best character in the sequels, but I still hate the sequels. So,
well, yeah, of course. So Palpatine's message that the whole galaxy saw was what was played in Fortnite. That's crazy to me. That's so stupid.
Yes.
That's so stupid. That is so dumb. That's
the dead speak in Fortnite in 2019 on an Xbox near you.
Why? Why? For what? Why? Still asking.
This is the thing you put in a fucking movie, dude.
Dude, I still ask that about the sequels. Why? Just why? For what? For who? Because like there weren't sequel fans before that point. So who were they making?
Apparently there were. They just didn't know it yet.
Look, as much as I like Santa, I cannot understand people's love for the sequels.
I've talked to him about it so many times. It's a meme at this point. I don't get it.
I genuinely don't.
He doesn't understand why I like the prequels. It's okay. It's fine.
I think though,
I don't understand why Santa likes the sequels. Santa doesn't understand why I like the prequels, but he and I have a nice and friendly debate about it. Oftentimes, well, we have a couple times.
We grew up with the prequels, like that's like my thing.
Like, oh yeah, that's there's one big difference there. Yes,
like that was our, but at the same time, I still love the original trilogy. Same with you, so it's not which. By the way, Roland, I've always wanted to ask you. I know that you say that, like, you know, Revenge of the Sith is your favorite Star Wars movie, but which trilogy do you like better? The OT or the prequels?
The OT.
Oh, yeah? Oh, okay.
Probably the OT.
Just, like, for the story, or you just like the characters better?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, like, I'm not going to tell you that, like, The Phantom Menace and Attack of the Clones are amazing movies. I enjoy them greatly. I have a lot of fun, and I won't turn them off if they come on TV. But the OT is written better, for sure.
I mean, if you hold a gun to...
So the OT is more cohesive, for sure.
Yeah.
Like, I could do the same thing for the prequels, but I can tell you everything that happens scene for scene, probably, in the OT. And I could probably do the same thing for the prequels, so that doesn't help me.
But yeah, no. So like, my thing is, you hold a gun to my head. Someone asks me, "Do you watch The Force Awakens or do you watch Attack of the Clones?" I'm picking Attack of the Clones 10 times out of 10.
Yeah, for sure.
Because I get more enjoyment out of it, bro. There is just
Attack of the Clones is way more fun. Attack of the Clones starts with a bang, bro.
Yeah, quite literally. Like, but yeah, no. You can't even say that like the sequels are better made. They're not. There are some better camera shots. There are some better camera shots.
People
Certain
will argue that
shots.
they are better made, and I will disagree.
Yeah, like why? Because like,
We can
it's more
agree to disagree on that point.
why? Because it's more color? No, that doesn't make it
Because
better.
there's more CG. The CGI looks better. Okay. Well, take a look at the opening shot of Revenge of the Sith and tell me how good the CGI looks in the sequel trilogy, because there's not a space battle in the sequel trilogy.
A New Hope's opening looks better than the stuff in the sequels.
So there is space fights in the sequel trilogy, but there's not a space battle.
That's how you know it's not Star Wars.
Yes. So people will argue that the beginning of The Last Jedi,
It's not a space battle, no.
and they will argue the part where Leia gets blown out into space.
That's not a battle.
And they will argue the part where they're fighting the Star Destroyers that don't know how to go up in Rise of Skywalker, where they're riding horses on top of the Star Destroyer. None of those are space battles. Those do not hold a candle to the ending of the Phantom Menace,
Revenge of the Sith,
or Revenge of the Sith, or anything in the Clone Wars. There's not a space battle in Attack of the Clones, or in A New Hope, or Return of the Jedi. I'm talking capital ships on capital ships with starfighters. That's a space battle. A space fight is a line of capital ships and a line of capital ships and the fighters going at it. That's a space fight, in my eyes. A space battle, or like one fighter on one fighter, is like a space duel. Okay. But like, space battle, in my eyes, is like capital ships are fighting. They're in the fray. They're fighting. They're going in. Like, if the capital ships have to go in, then it's a fucking battle.
Yeah. And so I will not hear that the end of Rise of Skywalker.
And once that battle starts raging on other planets, it becomes a Star War. That's how it happens, in my eyes. It starts with two guys and two ships fighting each other, and it goes.
I will not hear
that the end of Rise of Skywalker is none of that happens though in the Rise of Skywalker, or in The Last Jedi, or in The Force Awakens. There is an in-atmosphere battle with fighters on Starkiller Base. There's the two space fights, or star fights, or whatever. Star fights is what it would be in The Last Jedi.